sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome. Happy thirsty Thursday out there. Big D Energy,
Big D.
Four-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty, three-time NBA champion, Lindsey Hunter, KG, Spencer Raxter. We're all here Thursday. Yeah, Neil's away. So guess what? We got the pod too now. Doubled, freaking drop those things, Spenny, and let's go. Lindsey, it's been a long time since we've done a show together, brother. Good to see you.
Yeah, man. I miss doing a show with you, brother.
Absolutely. I think it's apropos too because, right off the rip, I got to offer you congratulations. And you know what, Spenny? You and I got to come up, fess up to a lot of things right now. And this is the accountability HR department moment. And what am I talking about? And yes, everybody, you can go to the fact that Lindsey Hunter has and always will be a diehard San Francisco 49ers fan. So congratulations on this next attempt to win the Super Bowl. But I want to take people back, okay? And we haven't talked about this, so I'm just going to bring it out right now because a lot of people, our very own intrepid Sam Flannel on the Wake Up Woodward is one of those who is adamant that C.J. Gardner-Johnson shouldn't come back. Everybody saw him waving to the fans in the first half. Doesn't sit well. Well, Spenny, I got to cop clean to Lindsey because I don't know if he saw it or not. But when we were doing the live stream, and I knew when we did it, it might hurt a little bit. But Spenny and I looked into the camera and waved. Spenny, do you remember? And said, "How do you like it? How do you like us now, Lindsey?"
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Spenny and I stepped out. I'm just going to get in front of it. I'm going to ask for forgiveness, the permission. So I don't think it had any result in the end. But, Spenny, I got to get that off our chest that we did look into the camera and we chirped Lindsey after the field goal in the end of the first half. And he dropped his voodoo power child. But I guess my point is, going into the Super Bowl and obviously being the 49ers fan, I want to go back to what you told us earlier in the season when we were all getting stoked, not scared, right? Believing that this wasn't the same old Lions. And you were the first one that said, guys, why don't you go for it all? Why is it not Super Bowl or bust? And I think that the reality is that, we were close. And it was legitimate to what you said is get out there and go for it. Now, let me just ask, were you worried during that game?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Dude, you're down, 24 to...
It was 17-point lead.
Yeah, 17 points, you're down. Now, I was worried, but I knew, it was a whole half to play. So, in sports, that's an eternity.
So how much did that game come down to the experience?
A lot.
Of them being there and not getting it done, either losing, in the Super Bowl or losing in the championship and stuff like that. This was at full fruition, was it not?
Yes, because you got to think about it. You got a young, up-and-coming team. When you start putting them in situations that they've never been in before, I don't care what anybody says. That makes a difference. People are, well, if they catch those passes. Dude, yeah, you can go back and look at every single playoff game, every single Super Bowl that's ever been played. There were plays that were made that probably shouldn't have been made. We can think about when New England came back on Atlanta in the Super Bowl. Remember the infamous leg catch? The ball was resting on his leg.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a completion to Edelman, right?
Yep.
Those things happen, and we look and go, well, you can always look back and say, well, if that wouldn't have happened. The helmet catch with the Giants.
David
Tyree,
yeah.
You can go back and point out every single Super Bowl.
The tuck rule.
Yeah, the tuck rule. We all know now that was a fumble. But it happened. And when you go back, you look at things like that, and it just happens, and you can say, well, when you're good, you create your luck. People say that, but things happen, and I just think for the Lions, I felt like they were a good team all along. I just knew, just looking at the attitude, you didn't hear excuses. You didn't hear people say things like, hey, well, if this or if that. No, they were a group of guys that came together, and they had the right coach to push them the right way, said all the right things, did what he said. Players believed in him. It was just it's just a good situation. And that's when you got something special. When you got a bunch of young guys believing in pulling in the right direction, pulling in the same direction, not really caring who gets the credit. Man, you got something special. You don't get that all the time. It's hard to develop that. And Brad Holmes and those guys put together the type of team and the type of attitudes that pulling in the right direction. We don't care about who gets the accolades. We're going to rally behind our guys. We got our quarterback. We believe in him. And we're going to play. And it showed. And that's why I never faltered when I saw the Lions stumble along the way, because that happens. There is no team that went undefeated in the NFL.
Everybody stumbled.
Everybody stumbled.
San Fran stumbled.
Yes. And I hate when people say, well, they were exposed. Exposed to what? They lost. Everybody lost a couple of games. It's not the fact that they were exposed. It's the fact that everybody has imperfections in the NFL. But there are some teams that are good enough to hide their imperfections more so than others.
Yeah, I think that, sitting here right now and realizing, and A-Diz 411 brought it up because the going to work bench mob boss right here, Lindsey Hunter, and one of the integral parts of the grind line. For that, like you and I sitting here, what we're seeing, and like it's exactly it's genuine.
Yes.
What is coming out of there is genuine because it's the same relationship that you felt, right, when those going to work Pistons and going to work in the relationship with the fans, and the fans know, right? The fan, you can't BS the Detroit sports fan.
No,
they know, and that's the fact. Now, I wanted to ask you because, the big question mark coming out of losing that game was, were you going to retain your coaches, or were they going to be hired and interviewed and stuff like that? And the fact that both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn came back. Now, I think, and for me, it's because of how close they got.
Yep.
I think it's a different situation if, even if they win the first playoff game in the division, but the fact that they got there and they know that they did it to themselves more than what San Fran did to them. Do you believe that too, with everything they got built? Because they see it special. Like, this is like a window and a special opportunity. I don't know if you felt that. I know you felt it with the city because it was genuine here, but maybe you felt that like I did coming back in 2008 to win the last championship when in 2009 with the Lakers. There's so many similarities where it's different because of age, because you're a different age and stuff like that. But do you? I guess my question is the fact that these coaches are back. They added Terrell Williams, huge defensive line. Is that the fact because they were so close? Do you think that was one of the decisions why Brad Johnson first and foremost decided to say, or Ben Johnson?
I think that it has a lot to do with the fact that like you said, they were so close, and there is something special going on in Detroit with the Lions, and the fact that he probably didn't want to take over an organization that's in turmoil like the Redskins. Who wants to be a part of that right now? That if you're going somewhere with stability, and you feel like you can have control and do what you need to do to get the job done, then maybe. But to go to Washington, or who wants to go deal with Jerry Jones in Dallas? Nobody wants to go deal with that mess. You got a place here where what you got. You got good people at the top, all the way down to the bottom. You're gonna do something. You got a chance. You've opened a window to a bright future, to winning a Super Bowl. That's hard to do.
And you not only opened up, which you have that window, but am I right to say he's only gonna, even Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson are only gonna improve their stock to be coaches and probably get paid more money with the success of this team, correct?
Yes. I think they've solidified the fact that they are elite at what they do. They've solidified that. So like you said, they'll only add to the value of themselves now. You know, looking at the rich culture that they've put together in such a short period of time here in Detroit, you cannot help but value that because it hasn't been done here. And people were still doubting them the beginning of this season all the way up until they got to the championship game. People were still doubting. I'm around them all the time, and I'm sitting here looking like, no, this is for real. Like, I mean, I hate to pat myself on the back, but I've been saying this the whole time.
You have been, and that's what I'm here to tell everybody. You were the first one to sort of say that. So just to revert back to your San Fran 49, because that's your team and stuff like this. How are you feeling as a fan, and how the team feeling, going into the Super Bowl? Is it nervousness? Is it excitement?
Always, you've played in big games. No matter how many big games you play in, you're going to have that nervous anxiousness before the game starts, I'm good friends with Patrick Willis, one of the great linebackers that played with the 49ers. And I always...
Great name drop, bro. Great. That's a good one to have.
That's my dude.
Right, that's like the Fred Warner of our time.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. For all you young guys.
So, as a matter of fact, I got his signature on one of my helmets. The helmet I brought, But I always... chat with him every now and then, man. What you feeling? What you thinking? How we looking? And we both kind of was like, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game against the Lions, but I think because of our talent, we can beat them. And the same thing, I'm chatting with him about the Super Bowl. I'm like, dude, are you going? He was like, I don't know. But I kind of feel the same way. I feel like the Lions are better than the Chiefs. I feel like the Lions played the 49ers as good as anybody will play them. And I think the Chiefs will give them – the Chiefs' defense is better than they've ever been. I just feel like the 49ers ultimately have the more rounded team and more talent overall. Now, Patrick Mahomes is the ultimate – neutralizer. Like, that guy can go win anywhere. He's proven that. Mm-hmm. I just think this year he just doesn't have enough. I don't think Kelsey will be enough to get them over the top.
Right. And the big thing is do you agree it's the susceptible as a run defense? Do you think Kansas City and Pacheco can run on your defense like the Detroit Lions did and like Green Bay did?
So I think the 49ers all year have proven to be a when we need it defense.
Okay.
Like,
they showed us when they needed it. They got it done.
So they always, it looks like, dang, man, we can't stop the run. Oh, they pass no. Then all of a sudden a switch clicks and it's like, okay, now we're going to stop you 4 straight times. Boom, boom, boom. And then the offense clicks. And then all of a sudden you're down. And now, because once that offense gets to rolling, it's hard to stop them. Like, they get to rolling. You get McCaffrey going. You get Debo going. You get Ayuk going. You get Kittle's going. I mean,
and Debo's 100%.
Well, that's isn't that the big question mark, or not the big question mark, but the fact that when we played him, it was the fact that he wasn't 100%, but now with the 2 weeks off, that they have the full complement of their arsenal. Now, here's the one thing they always ask. Do coaches do you think Shanahan has a couple plays up his sleeve that he hasn't pulled out?
Definitely. Because if you've watched, I've watched them close because I was getting pissed off at Shanahan for a while because I'm like, if you watch the 49ers early on in the season, you saw a ton of motion, pre-snap motion. You saw so much pre-snap motion that you're like, and what's going on? And then all of a sudden in the playoffs, you saw none. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, where the hell is our pre-snap motion? Oh, do you know they're in the zone right now? Or do you know they're in the man right now? What, I don't know. I guess that's part of his mystique.
Mad science tree.
Yeah, it's part of what he does. And I'm thinking in the Super Bowl, you got to pull out all the stops. Like, what are you saving anything for? You can't.
No, absolutely. It should be an entertaining game, though. Good luck. I'm sort of leaning towards your side because you're my buddy, and I want to see you happy and stuff like that. So So Spenny, we came clean. Wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
But don't you feel better?
I do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we didn't talk about it, but I know we were like,
D-Mac, I knew what Spinny was doing. I already knew what Spinny was doing.
Yeah.
Because I got so many buddies and friends that are Lions fans, and they were blowing me up. Mm-hmm. My phone, I just put my phone down.
Right. Can you do
dude, I'm not finna talk to nobody right now. Everybody's calling me at the same time.
Right.
Everybody's shooting texts.
And I know you. After the game, you picked your phone up and you started up the
Revenge tour.
How do you like them out? Oh, how did that end up? And you went through. You spent the night. No, Mama, I'm good. I'm yeah, Jimmy reached out.
So
yeah.
D-Mac, I'm at home, right? We're getting plastered. One of my buddies who's a 49er fan, he's FaceTiming me with all his gear on. So as we're getting mopped, he's taking hat off. And I looked up, and he got nothing but a little wife beater on.
Yeah.
Wow. He's like, dude, we got to do something to change the mojo. And so I'm at home. I was like, man, I'm not. My buddy's calling me from my buddy Chris Backus owns a bar, the corner bar in Rochester. Stop by, got great food. I'm gonna invite you guys out there too.
All right.
So they're blowing me up from the bar. You coming up to the bar? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm mopping the floor. I'm mopping the floor at my house. I'm not leaving. They're like, come on, man, come up to the bar. I'm like, no, bro, I'm not coming. So I'm cleaning up the house. I'm like, we're done. I said, I'm happy for the Lions. If I had to lose,
Right.
I would want it to be the Lions.
100%.
I was like, if the Lions beat me, I'm not gonna be mad, because I'm still going. I'm gonna celebrate.
You're in a no-lose situation.
Exactly.
You were in a no-lose, right?
And so I'm getting my phone's blowing up. So then after halftime and touchdown, turnover, touchdown, field goal, I'm like, holy crap.
27 unanswered.
I throw my clothes on. I head to the bar.
Hey,
Look, and listen now, I walk in the bar. It's nothing but Lions fans. Old ladies, people that, I walk in the bar with my 49er hat in the air like this.
Oh my God.
and Big Ben behind you. People didn't say, but that shadow of Ben Wallace walking behind you.
I walk around my buddy's bar, the entire bar, and the people, you should have saw the nasty looks I got. So my buddy's friend was at the game. Mm-hmm. At the game, texting me, hey, you know anybody with a private jet? I'm flying out to Vegas for the Lions Super Bowl. Killing me.
Yeah.
Right.
Killing me. So, after the game, I've been texting him since, every day.
Here's a lesson, guys.
It's just breaking news per Adrian Wojnarowski. The Detroit Pistons are finalizing a trade to send Alec Burks to the Knicks.
We knew that, though.
No details on who yet.
All right, hey, great
Kool-Aid kinda
segue,
broke that this
Spenny, because
morning.
we got Lindsey here. Jalen, Jay Ivey had a career night last night. Pistons won. Trade deadlines. There's moves being made. Let's talk basketball. I mean, there's enough. We've talked about football. Let's get into the Pistons and it's trade deadline. So it looks like they're shipping guys out of town. Morris got shipped yesterday for what, 2030?
Yeah.
Draft.
A couple guys in the middle school.
Almost be 60.
He's out of moves, man.
Anyways, we'll talk basketball when we come back. First, you know where to go when you need the hair did. Thanks again to Beth. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Registered to win the trip of your dreams. All expense paid. Suite to the 2024 NCAA basketball tourney. That's right. No expense paid for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logo sold out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Welcome back, Big D Energy here on a Thursday. We got seven big-time championships here up on the front desk between myself, Darren McCarty, and the esteemed Lindsey Hunter. We got KG in the booth, and obviously Spenmo Rax running the ones and twos. Before we went to break, we were talking trade. It's the trade deadline, and I know that Spenny has on the sheet and stuff like this. Talking about what it's like, and you and I can talk what it's like in the locker room around the trade deadline team, especially when you have a competitive team or a non-competitive team. But let's take this segment because I think we need to spend it on. Not only did the Pistons win last night,
big win,
but Jaden Ivey out in Sacramento, what was it, 137, 120?
Yeah.
He up 37 points.
I took the over.
Did you?
Yeah. I made a lot of money last night on the Pistons.
Attaboy, Spenny.
I took a parlay of Jaden Ivey, 25-plus points, 4-plus assists, and 2 made threes. Jalen Darren, 20-plus points, 10-plus rebounds.
Nice.
That hit. I put $25 on Jaden Ivey to score 25-plus points, and I put $25 on the over. All those hit. Nice. I would have made $500 last night if Fox scored 25 points, but he didn't. I had another parlay with Sabonis points, Killian points, and some Ivy stuff, and the only one that didn't hit was Fox. Yeah.
That's crazy because what is he averaging, like 26?
Yeah, and he gave the Pistons, I think, 30 in their last game.
Yeah. So
no
definitely
K, by the way, too.
With the trade deadline and some moves being made, obviously the Pistons tinkering with, I want to say more of the middle to the bottom part of their lineup. Does any of this mean anything, or is it just moving chairs on the Titanic? Or I mean, is it just
essentially?
Are you trying to throw me an optical illusion just because so I think it's better than it is, or because no cap is like coming in here when we were talking beforehand. Like you said, what does a 2030 second round draft pick do for you? Or so from your from being around the game and stuff like this, let's talk this specific Pistons team right now.
Well, like you just said, it's moving chairs on the Titanic, and we're standing out there with the violins playing, and we're going down with the ship. That's exactly what's going on. But look,
the ship's been going down for so long, right? And it's almost like, man, we're still playing this long. Like,
yeah.
I mean, is it like
we hit the iceberg a while ago?
I looked at it as like a victory or whatever like this, but they are better than they were at the beginning of the year, or no? Okay, you look at me like that. I don't watch. Okay, I don't watch because I got a hard enough time.
So D-Mac, listen. It's impossible to be as bad as we were early on. We lost how many games in a row?
27, 29, I think.
No, we broke the record.
Yeah, we broke the record.
29,
20,
I believe.
Yeah.
We broke the record for all-time losses.
So you tell us how hard that is to do in the NBA. You played?
Dude. They try. Think about this. Let's put it in perspective. The Pistons were trying to lose last year, and they still got a better record than they had this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn.
That's true.
Think about that.
And yet, when we go around the room and we say, do you like Cade Cunningham?
I do.
Do you like Jaden Ivey?
I like what D-Man.
Jalen Darren.
So the official details of the trade are Quentin Grimes and 2 future second-round picks for Alec Burks.
So 2031?
It's a young 3-and-D guy and a couple picks. I like it. I like it.
Why, Spenny?
Because Burks was on the last year of his deal. I like it for both teams because the Knicks are my second team. So I like them.
Yeah, we know Carmelo.
Yeah, I like them getting a shooter to put around. They added OG Anunoby. They got Randall. That lets Brunson run the pick and roll with OG and Randall and kick it out to Burks on the side. I like it for the Knicks, and I like it for the Pistons because you get a young 3-and-D guy off of an expiring deal and a couple picks that you can. Oh shit!
What?
Shipcon says that Pistons are
Shams
winning
bomb
the
again, yeah.
What?
Detroit is trading Bojan Bogdanovic to New York.
Finally.
For who?
I don't know. He's going to the Knicks too, though, for Evan Fournier and Malachi Flynn will go to Detroit per Adrian Wojnarowski.
I told you, Liz.
Lindsey, they're building for something, man. They're building. They're going to make a big trade.
Like,
What are we building for?
Yeah.
They're building up pieces to make another trade.
But look at the pieces we have. Who's going to take that for something of value?
3 hours.
so does that mean Spenny?
Holy shit!
Hold on, Spenny.
Oh, we got another holy shit.
No, that's just the same for the.
No. So does that mean building up like? Is this a Killian thing? Is it like building up with some of these pieces? So the pieces that we got, are any of these guys starters or any of these?
No start.
I think Quentin Grimes could be a starter on this team.
Keep the camera on, Lindsey. Every time, just keep the camera on Lindsey's face and start talking about, right? Because what did you just told me you added more deck chairs, and, right? So when Spenny says they're building up to do a big package, then that means that you have to have a main key player.
Yeah.
Who's their main key trade player? And from listening to you guys, it would be like Killian Hayes.
I think it's going to be the first round pick this year. Some of those guys, maybe another first round pick. We'll see.
So so here's my question now, right? For what? For who? Who's your savior? Who is that guy that if we can all agree in this room, right, that the two players that you're gonna go with are Cade Cunningham and Jalen Darren, right?
Yes.
Those are your two. Everybody else is expendable.
Yes.
Everybody else is garbage. What, Lindsey Hunter, do those two guys need? Is there a player out there or a player like, and you know what? Everybody needs a Nikola Jokic or a freaking Luka Doncic.
We can get one
but
of
what
those.
kind of player do they need for this team?
So here's what this is what I would do, because I'm all in all the time. So I'm trying to win all the time. Either I'm gonna hit big or I'm fucking gonna lose. But I'm going after it. I'm not gonna sit back and say, oh, well, no, I'm going after it. So if I'm Troy Weaver, I'm going after Zach LaVine. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Lindsey knows Zach can only score. Well, that's why it's called a team. Who do we have? Zach LaVine came in here and gave us 50.
Bro, you just got rid of a guy that only gave you points in Bogdanovich.
Yeah, but he's not Zach LaVine.
No, I understand that. So, but if you're just separating, take off, you weren't counting on Boyan for defense.
Exactly.
Don't count on Zach for defense. Count on him for buckets.
Right. So I'm going after Zach LaVine.
Your Brinket or your Kane.
I'm going after Zach LaVine, and I'm going after DeJounte Murray. I'm trying to get both of those guys to put next to Cade Cunningham and Darren. Now you give me DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine at the 2, Cade at the 3, fill in the 4, and I got my big fella. Now you have a legitimate squad that can compete and start to build towards being a really good team. That's how I'm looking at it. And I know people are saying, well, Zach makes X amount of dollars. Everybody makes a lot of money. DeJounte's contract is going to be expiring after this year, so you may have to make a deal with him. Yeah. But you still got legitimate. DeJounte Murray is a legitimate two-way PG that can get it done on both ends of the court. He's giving you 20-plus points a night. He can defend. He can distribute. He's one of those guys that next to Cade and Zach and Darren, I just that's a good making of a team to me.
You think you got enough assets to get both?
I'm doing everything I can. I don't give a
DeJounte?
damn what I got to give up. What good is it standing pat with what we have? We've proven that this isn't working. Like what? So you're gonna fault a guy that's trying to go out and get talent?
Not at all. I'm just saying, do we have enough assets to acquire both of those?
Hell, we got 27 players now.
Yeah, we do though. We do got a lot of players.
We got 19 on the roster.
We got 19 players on the roster.
They're making another. That's why they're going to make another trade.
Hey, how about for the non? Is there another Zach LaVine-ish guy out there that if you couldn't get him, like for the people that don't like the Zach LaVine?
Well, people are saying he's injuries on. But no, isn't it? How many injuries have we had on our team?
Quite a few.
Right. What the hell are we talking about here?
Spenny, do you like what Lindsey said? If you could add those two guys, would that because
that would be the star power you go after. Those are the two guys that are looking to move on. Those are two guys that are being talked about being shipped. And yeah, there's not many other guys that are of that caliber that are getting shopped around. But so per sources from Shams Charania, the final trade is the Knicks receive Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks, and the Pistons get Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, and 2 second-round picks. I was really hoping they'd get their first-round pick back from the Knicks.
They weren't finna do that.
I really like this trade for the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie.
What's your second team? So, I mean, it's like Lindsey sitting up here in the NFC Championship with both his football teams. I mean, Spenny, congratulations. The sun's coming up.
Yeah, I honestly think the Knicks can win the East.
Dude, your face lit up because you want Boyan. You need that outside shooter.
For sure.
You need that if he can,
So these people are telling me that Lloyd Ostrander says Cade and Levine in the backcourt, such a bad idea. Well, give me what ideas are working good for us now? Tell me. Y'all tell me with Zach LaVine, DeJounte Murray, and Cade Cunningham, you telling me we're not a better team? I'll fight you. Tell me we're not a better team.
No, you're definitely a better team. And like you said, Lindsey, I don't think it really matters what it costs. You're in that position. All you want to know is that you went to the table, right? Doesn't mean you're going to get them, but you you put the offers out there, you're in the hunt and stuff.
I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to get talent.
The Pistons also got Ryan Arcidiacono.
20 now, 20 on the roster.
Who is the first player in NBA history to play in 20 straight games and not score a point?
There you go.
I probably could have done that.
Exactly. No, you would have got a point. You would have got a point.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm a pretty good free throw shooter.
That's what I'm saying, because you would have got fouled and you would have scored.
All right.
This guy hadn't scored a point.
Nice. I like where you're going there. Hey, when we come back, guys, we're going to get into, I think that having Lindsey here and then being the trade deadline and stuff like that, we're going to talk about maybe some of the trade deadline, what it's like in the locker room, being part of a team, whether it's, near a championship when you want to add or like the Pistons when it's like absolute wholesale. So we'll talk about that when you come back. But no matter what it is, you know who's always got your back. It's Guardian Alarm. Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend secure and automated solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have proven to care, whether it's business, whether it's personal. Guardian Alarm don't care. They just want you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out of getting 20 players on the roster and not getting your first round pick back from the Knicks. That kind of sucks.
You be warned, Troy Weaver. That's from Spenmo Racks. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell Big D Energy we sent you.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you, and you can catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Welcome back, Thursday. Big D Energy, D-Mac, Lindsey Hunter, KG, Spenmo Rax here. Neil is off doing his broadcasting duties. To be back next week. We were talking, it's the trade deadline, NBA, different things go on. Spenny, Michael Powell, I think, broke the reason why is when you trade a 35 and a 31-year-old, even the Knicks ain't going to give you that first rounder back. So we can accept it, but it doesn't mean you can't ask, right, Linz?
Exactly.
No harm in asking. So it is trade deadline time. I thought that the fact that a couple guys that have spent a lot of time in the professional sports locker room, when this time of year comes along, at least in early on in my career, right, I would say 93, 94, 95, out of training camp, and I think it was the waiver wire where you had to send guys down or stuff like that. So that was like sort of like the mini trade deadline, but as you're getting the roster set. But when it comes around to the trade deadline and stuff like this, people have to understand there's really a lot of different ways, right? For lack of a better term, you're either a team that's going to compete and you're a player or two away that you're looking to make a splash or who's going to help you get over the edge. I use that example for us in getting, Larry Murphy at the trade deadline in 1997, right? Which helps us propel. There's also, too, is like what we saw last year with the Detroit Red Wings, Steve Yzerman at the trade deadline saying, no, we were never buyers. We got to stand pat because you have to. Leadership is that I can't take away from my team, and you know what? I'm going to wait, and maybe free agency or the draft is a better opportunity. Or there is cool
emergency
fire drill.
That's the fire sale. Pistons getting rid of everybody.
Right.
That's what I was just gonna say. Or
they finally
Kenny, what button is that? Kenny was hitting buttons last night. He's got the
Yeah, it wasn't me this time.
No, but or as we're alluded to right now, the fire sale.
Are we dying? What's happening?
The Detroit Lions are doing this. Lindsey, hey, Spenny, I think they've added 2 more people to the roster. What is the world record for most people on a roster at one time? Is it 22?
Yeah.
Oh, God!
Anybody annoyed?
I think we're fine.
I guess we're okay. I did see people run out back there with the rest
I
of them.
didn't see people. Cats must have walked in the building.
Hey, if we see people running, we out. So I'm just saying.
All right, well...
you see nobody run yet. As long as ain't nobody run.
We're good.
I'm close. Anyways, talking about it in the locker room. What was I would say...
Burn it down!
Burn it down. Let's go. Right into the WWE talk. It's Cody Rhodes going to finish his story. No,
man.
See, I always say... Larry Murphy, sometimes it works. For us, it worked in 97 with Larry Murphy and stuff like that. Sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
We added, Chris Chelios, Alf Samuelson, 99, try to get going. A little different than, off-season trades, but there we go.
The fire ran away.
I think the one thing is, Lindsey, I wanted to ask you about is like when you know something's going to happen, and it's usually around when you're going to add that last piece.
Right.
Because when you're going to add, because what happens when you usually add in pro sports? You have to subtract.
Yes.
So do you remember, was there any like losing guys, along the way? Because a lot of times it's guys that have gotten you to the point and got you to build to that spot, but they can't help you get over the edge or whatever, and another guy needs to be brought in.
Right. I mean, you can think back to when the Pistons start acquiring the right talent, when Ben was brought here, and think about it. Ben was a mere afterthought in that trade. Ben was not the main cog in that trade.
Spenny, are there any Ben Wallaces in that trade?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. I'm just saying, you never know because
I can tell you
because
that.
there wasn't a Ben Wallace before that. Okay, well, I just had to ask for everybody who's hope. So, but was made in the off season, or that was made?
Yeah, that was an off-season trade. I think that was an off-season trade for Chucky Atkins. It was Chucky Atkins, Ben Wallace. That was the Grant Hill trade.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, so that
which a lot of the time you got to subtract to add. Who would have known you would have added that sort of piece? What about more so at the deadline? You know, was it more so like because usually there's the rumblings and usually you got to add a guy or something? Was it like that in LA or?
It was like that before we got Rasheed Wallace.
Okay, so would you say that's the big?
That was the trade for us that we start hearing like we're. I remember talking to Joe. I was like, "Yeah, we're bringing Sheed. What do you think?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
So Joe. So you're telling me Joe would come to you or would bring?
Yeah.
How much before the trade went down?
Well, normally he would always ask me.
What do you think of this guy?
Yeah. The only guy he didn't ask me about was Darko.
Maybe you should have.
No. We all know that he was hamstrung for that one.
Yes, he was. Yeah, that was
right. And here's the whole thing. I know why I didn't ask, because it wouldn't have mattered. Because he didn't want to know, right? Because he was under orders. We all know that. Remember, no Joe Dumars slander on this show.
Right.
No,
right.
I mean never.
And so, when I got wind of the Sheed trade, I was like, man, that's gonna put us over the top. Like, we get this dude. We're gonna be.
Does it go through the room, or because your leadership or whatever is it encased upon, say, you and Chauncey, or like that conversation where or is there a buzz going and practice through the room and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's always a buzz. And you can tell, practice is a little different. Everybody kind of just, hey, let's shoot free throws and hang out. And
which can change the vibe, right?
Yes.
And that's the whole thing. It can inject that sort of thing. So I guess when the trade did go down, right? What was the trade for Rasheed? What did we give up?
Actually, I was part of that trade.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah. But it was so you know how it goes. Always underhand deals that go on in the NBA.
Absolutely.
So I was traded to Boston. Boston bought me out. I got a hell of a deal out of that.
Yeah.
I got bought out, and then I signed back with the Pistons with another contract. So I double dipped.
Bro, but it's saying that brings up a whole different other things, but about appreciation for guys like us of how does the organization see it. And I always bring it up is that they always paid me $100,000 more than what they paid the rest of the grind line.
Exactly.
Just because that was babysitting fees.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, so in different ways, when that happened, so that's not like, Lindsey, you're getting traded to Boston. You know exactly. We're trading you to Boston. They're going to buy you out. We're going to re-sign you.
Yep.
And you're like, what's the catch?
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
But again,
yes.
It's because of tenure. It's because of who you were. Because of the finagling and making it work.
Right.
So did you actually have to just stay away?
Yeah, I just went home and chilled out.
And you just had to stay away until they told you that you could come back?
Okay, it's clear now. Come on back and sign this contract.
Now, do you remember?
Then you had to get on the plane.
Do you remember the atmosphere, like going in the atmosphere when like Sheed had been brought in, and then the practice, and like describe like the difference, because it's rejuvenating, like all the dog days, and the best part of it, right, psychologically, and we call it the dog days, right, which is usually the end of January into February, March before playoffs come around. But that's the reason the trade deadline in hockey, it's even later.
Right.
But when you make that move, it can revitalize and re-energize your team.
Definitely. Because I think, at that time, flirting with getting to the finals, being one move away from having a championship team, and you get a talent like Rasheed Wallace, that instantaneously injects like a new energy in everybody. And now you're looking at a guy who easily was the most talented player on our team. By far. Like, she was the most talented player on our team. It wasn't even close. But he was just such a team guy. Like, she'd only want, hey, let me get my 14 tonight, 6 or 7 rebounds, a couple of blocks, I'm going to defend, and we're going to win.
Like, a lot of people don't understand because they think Rasheed Wallace was selfish technical fouls or anything like that. But a lot of that was in protection of his teammates.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that is if somebody, and I'm going to use you for example, even though you're not a good example because of the respect that you got, but a guy that maybe wouldn't get the respect from the officiating or whatever as a younger guy or stuff like this, well, Sheed barks, takes the thing, and then it's not for that moment. It's for the next moment.
Yes.
Where he gives you the extra.
And she was so, like, emotionally invested in like, feeling like if it wasn't fair. He hated that. Like, if he felt like we wasn't being treated fair, there's nothing you can say that's going to stop him. Like, he's going to let whoever know that he feels like not treating us right, you gonna get it.
The one thing I realized, Spenny, as we go to break here, remember I always say Scotty Bowman, greatest coach, not just greatest coach, greatest psychologist. Lindsey Hunter is an absolute psychologist on that going to work Pistons with all the people that he has. Tell him where to get some pet supply stuff.
Well, obviously it's Premier Pet Supply because Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the big box and retail chains with one major difference. Family and locally owned and operated for 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com and click shop. Hoodies, hats, tees, toques, whatever you need. They're guaranteed to turn heads. Get your latest designs today at woodwardsports.com and click shop.
Big D Energy here on a Thursday. D-Mac, Lindsey, KG, Spenmo, Rax, thanks for joining us. Talking a little bit of trade deadline. Spenny, give me an update, recap of what we lost, what we got. Guys are on the move. We got like 40 guys on the roster now. We're just picking up people.
So the Detroit Pistons... Wait, I want to find the complete thing where it's got...
why we couldn't go after Gordon Hayward? Like...
I don't think Gordon Hayward moves the needle that much.
Guys, you act like
You act like you got something
You
here.
went from DeJounte Murray to Gordon Hayward, though.
DeJounte Murray's a point guard. Gordon Hayward's a wing.
Yeah, but Gordon Hayward is damaged goods at this point.
Who isn't?
Why would you want Gordon? You think Gordon Hayward is helping this team?
They all think they can start at the top? You're on the bottom, bro. You got to take guys like that on a reclamation.
So you can't
Don't
have
you got to
guys
find a
act like
reclamation project?
You started off saying you want to go all in. Now you saying you want just regular guys now?
So he's a regular guy compared to what we got?
I mean, but Gordon Hayward not helping this team.
Who the fuck is helping this team?
Gordon Hayward now.
Who's helping the Pistons right now?
I think
We're fucking
you're
7 and 89.
I think
get that.
I think it's two different
I just don't know how
conversations.
you go from DeJounte Murray and Zach LaVine to Gordon Hayward.
That's
being
his
okay.
wish list. Now
Bro,
the reality list
want
is
it-
Gordon. Hey, his wish list is Levine and Murray, but the reality is Gordon Hayward's the one that you're gonna have to start with. And Lindsey, isn't it not the truth? You're gonna have to find a reclamation project to help you out, somebody to come in and rejuvenate their career or give you something that
I'm going to make moves until I get what I want.
So this is per Zarek on Twitter. Shout out Zarek, that's my guy. The Pistons so far have sent out Bojan, Burks, Knox, Monty Morris, and 2 second-round picks, and they have received Quentin Grimes, Daniel House, Simone Fettuccini, however you say his last name, Evan Fournier, Shake Milton, Troy Brown Jr., Malachi Flynn, and 3 seconds.
Hold on a second. How many?
They got
I
one,
went
two,
blank at.
three,
I
four, five,
lost
six.
count at 7.
They got 7 players and 3 second-round picks. So they're gonna do something else. And the only one that has been officially announced as a Detroit Piston, even from yesterday, is Simone Fettuccini. He's Fettuccino. He's, shout out,
I
my
wish his name was
paisano brother.
Fettuccini.
But he was the only one out of all the trades they made yesterday too. He was the only one that got an official press release. So they're definitely gonna do something else. Shout out Fettuccini Alfredo.
Maybe we go get Klay Thompson.
Clay's cooked, man.
Dude, we got to go get somebody.
Yeah,
Y'all sitting here like we're...
I would take Clay. I'm just not the Gordon Hayward. I don't know.
He went to OKC, somebody said in the chat.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward went to OKC.
Yeah.
Oh, you think he's not going to help them?
Not much.
Shit.
Not much, man.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah, for Trey Man.
Lindsey's about getting like whatever it is to help and keep until he can
building,
get what he wants. You're gonna bring guys in and do this and run through and whatever it is until
damn right.
can attract what you want.
You gotta
Miles Bridges back-to-back 40-point games. I'm saying. Miles Bridges back-to-back 40-point games.
That was somebody we were supposed to go after, but
Yeah, I don't know about bringing Miles Bridges.
Yeah, it's the off-the-court stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I'm partial to abuse cases.
Yeah.
No, I mean which is fair.
Yeah,
I mean shot out because we talk about there's a certain culture and character you have to have.
Yeah,
that we see walking into the Lions. It's good to see that they uphold that with the Pistons.
The Lions do exactly what they say they're gonna do. They draft who they say they're gonna draft. They go after they're character players. They're regardless of if the fans like them or not. They're go after their people, and that's what I think you have to do. You have to stand on that. You have to go after the type of players you want and the type of players that fit what you're trying to build. And if it's like if you draft a couple of guys that may not make it to the end, but they are a process, they are a step along the process, you may have to do that.
I get that.
I'll tell you what. Understand. If we go and make another trade, and it comes down to the Pistons got rid of Knox, Morris, Burks, and Bogey, and ended up getting Fettuccini Alfredo, Quentin Grimes, and then a 4 or someone else, I'm good with that. I think Grimes and Alfredo can definitely fit with what they're doing. Those are 2 shooters.
Smitty,
Grimes
I'm
is a good
confused
3D guy.
Smitty, what are they going to fit in?
Shooting the ball. Consistently shooting the ball. And like I said, a big factor of that is them making another trade of bringing in an actual dude.
Right.
If those are the 2 guys that are like your third or your second and third, and you got a big dude on top of it, then I'm good with it. But if those are your 2 prizes, no, that's not.
The problem is all of the studs. Nobody's getting rid of major studs now. That's like when a guy like DeJounte Murray comes up. You got to jump at that. If Zach LaVine comes up, you got to jump at that. You got to take a chance. Like, people aren't trading Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and those guys aren't moving unless they're free agents.
Yeah.
Those guys aren't moving. So unless you draft one, it's very hard to go get one.
It's true.
I
Is this a situation, and can it happen in the NBA, right, where you look at what you got, and like we've said, 2 guys, right? Do you build the going to work around this first before you get the talent? Do you build that culture, work ethic with your Darren McCartys and your Lindsey Hunters, and find those guys that might not, be at the end, and they're going to be your role guys, and maybe they play more now, but do you find that culture first? Is it an old leadership dude, or is it somebody?
Yeah, I think we're so young though. Our team is so young.
Youngest, right?
Yeah,
and that's what we still forget.
Right. Or do like I was hearing Brandon Ingram's name in trade rumors. Like, go after Brandon Ingram. Like, try to go.
That would be nice.
I would love that.
I would love that.
Yeah,
and that's a guy that we're sort of talking about that has been around, that has credentials. That's going to bring something and show that as much as like I don't think you can afford, and it's shown from where you at, to have a Bojan Bogdanovic talent guy that's not leadership, right? That to help pull some of these young guys. So to me, it's more important in the development. So
right,
yes, they're young, but how much longer are we going to say that? Because they're not going to be young; they're going to be experienced.
Exactly.
But they're going to be right. They're always going to be young. But when does the experience overcome that, right?
Yeah.
And I just think they're missing that leadership guy, right? And if that, like you said, and I always look to you, like, who is that type of guy? And you say like a Brandon Ingram or something like that, which isn't the top end guy, but you got to go get that middle guy.
Yeah, I just, man, I want we need a star, man.
Yeah.
We need
a leader that can get buckets. We need more than just locker room leadership.
We need a super talented stud that's a undeniable number one option, and we don't have that. We don't have, like, you put Brandon Ingram on most teams, at best he's your number 2 scorer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but any number 2 is a number 1 here, right?
He's most definitely.
Much,
most definitely.
He would be a 1 here.
Yes. So I don't know, man. We're just like stuck in mud right now. I hope they make a big. I hope we're getting.
So you say like we're stuck in mud or whatever like this, but how about like the fact, like, at least do they get something for effort? Does Troy Weaver get something for effort because at least like he's doing something? Or again, is this just moving chairs on the Titanic?
There you go.
So it's all smoke and mirrors right now because it doesn't get you better. Although, Spenny likes fettuccine. We found that out.
I do. I honestly do.
And see, what people don't understand, man, it hurts my heart to see our team this bad. Like I'm a Piston through and through, dude. I'm always gonna fight for the Pistons. I'm always gonna talk trash regardless of how bad we are. I'm taking a beating right now, but that's okay. I'll stand up for my team. And so to see us like this, dude, I'm not gonna accept the fact that everybody's want to mill around and do this BS. No, just do what we gotta do. I don't give a damn. We gotta make some moves. We gotta try to get better.
And you know where you do what you gotta do when you gotta do it? It's Planet Fitness.
What's today?
Today is back day. Today is back day at Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone can work out in a non-judgment atmosphere. You can work out on your fitness goals. You can get a full body workout in just 30 minutes in a 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. More than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing wearing clothes, then you should be wearing Woodward sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward sports merch today.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Co. has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. Experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks or order online at fairwaypacking.com.
Big D Energy Thirsty Thursday here. D-Mac, Lindsey, Hunter, KG, Spenmo, Rax, the crew. Breaking it down, we're just talking trade deadline till 3 p.m. Pistons are pretty much adding a lot of guys, but nobody worth talking about. Except for maybe Fettuccine Alfredo.
Fettuccine Alfredo and Grimes are solid.
And then it was brought up to me, we just made a trade for a guy who set a record for not scoring points.
Yeah, Richie Archidinaccio, first player in NBA history, 20 straight games, no points at all.
So we got that going for us.
Yep.
What a time.
What a time. But so, Lindsey, last thing on this, though. Is it the splash? Is it that player, whether it's drafted or free agency or whatever, that makes that difference? Or is there another way out of it? Like, you just sitting back and waiting? Just sitting back and waiting until something is done, something's made? Because as a Pistons fan, when does it get better? When do you tell me it gets better?
I don't know, man. We sit here and we talk about. I read in the chat someone's like, is Weaver really all that bad if he got all these talented players on the draft, but they are too young to win games yet?
Yes.
Look, I'm not here to criticize what Weaver does or what the front office does. I'm just saying, I want to see a clear-cut plan.
That's all I'm asking.
I want to see a clear-cut plan of attack. Like, what is our plan?
Yeah.
Do we have a plan to how we're going about doing whatever we decide to do? Is there a plan at all? Like, or are we just throwing darts in the dark? Like, I don't like that feeling.
So right now, can you honestly say, let's look at the four teams, right? Where as far as seeing their plan, right? Seeing their plan. I'm going to put the Lions on the top. And then I'm going to put the Red Wings. And then I'm going to put the Tigers. And then I'm going to put the Pistons. Because the one thing that I don't know, and even with, Scott Harris, and we talk about it not spending and stuff like this, but there is sort of a direction that they're going inside the organization, draft and, different stuff like that, bringing in different pitching guys, all this different stuff. You can see that, okay, they're going to do something. We'll know more here, in a week? Pitchers and catchers report. So that's on. There's no direction, right? There's no direction. So until that, how do you know? And that's the most frustrating thing, right? And even as a fan, and not just as a former player, right? I can get frustrated in the pace of the progress, right? But if there's progress being made, then I have to sit back and allow my GMs to do it, right?
Exactly. And I think that's the most frustrating part is, we had the season we had last year thinking that we were going to be in the sweepstakes for Wembanyama, right?
Nope.
Everybody thought we had the worst record. We had the highest percentage chance to get the number one pick, and we got fleeced, right?
Yeah.
NBA don't like us like that.
And we got fleeced. So now we go into this year thinking, okay, Asure's a good piece, talented young guy.
Cade's back.
Mm-hmm. And this is from my perspective, I thought we would be what the Houston Rockets are in the West. I thought we would be comparable to the Houston Rockets. They're not lighting the world on fire, but they're hovering around right under 500. Maybe they get back to 500 every now and then, but that's where I figured we would be. And we've regressed. So to me, that's the frustrating part.
No, here's one of the things, and this I just remembered it because earlier in the season, Monty Williams came out and said, this team cannot handle adversity. Have you seen them get better at that? Because that's the maturity, right? When things go bad, they expect it sort of to go bad. Have you seen improvement? Do you see direction out, or honestly, no? You just, what do you got this team? What, they got 7 wins now?
Yeah. It's hard for me to see improvement when we're the worst team in the league. And
like last night, right? With Jane, and you came out and said that that's more of a misnomer. That's not something that you're going to see consistent. It's great that he did it, but
yeah, I mean,
until you see it.
I was arguing with someone, and I think Jaden Ivey is a good player. I think he's talented. I think he's good. He's got a lot more to learn, but I think he's good. But he's not John Morant.
No, of course not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's levels to this. Like, and people sit around and think that, a guy's gonna, and guys do get better. Even I mean, John Morant was the rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? So John Morant's a freakish athlete, so that's just a different level of player. And I don't think it's fair to even put a label on him. Oh, he's like John Morant. No. He's good at who he is, and he has some ability, and he can be a viable player in this league. I like him. But we're just like watching us every night continue to just be broken every night. Like I watched one I think it was last week, and it was a tight game we were playing. I can't remember. I think maybe with the Clippers. We were playing the Clippers, and it was a tight game, and the Clippers hit a 3. Yeah. Boom. And it kind of pushed the lead up to like 8 or 9. And you could see our guys do this. When the ball went through the net, everybody did like this. Here we go again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, absolutely. And that's, a lot of time when you talk about last segment, like the youth, but the experience. But that's where, to me, they don't have the guy on the bench to go, you got to fight through it. I mean, how many times that happened back in the day, and it would just galvanize you to get better. I think Alex Haggerty brings it up the best. Think about this. Yeah, they won 2 games in like a week and a half. They're better. That's right? Yeah. Which he's technically correct, but that's sort of how bad it is. So,
and I know it's frustrating for fans, too, because, we don't know what's going on inside the organization. We don't know what's being said. We don't know what and I mean, I'm sure I would assume they have a plan, but we don't know. So watching what transpires makes me at least feel a certain type of way. Like, damn, what are we doing? Like, what's our plan? Can I see our plan?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you don't know, you speculate on, and normally when you're losing, you speculate the negative. That's just the nature of the business.
Well, it's the whole thing too, and you know this from when you have to. There's a teaching and a learning of how to win, right? And how to win consistently, right. How to win properly, but also how to win right. You don't just they don't just give away championships. They don't just give away wins. It's a tough thing, but you have to learn, and you have to learn as a team. And I know basketball can be an individual sport, but it is so team. It is so team-oriented. Yes. I guess the bottom line out of all of this, right, is when are we out of this, or when are we progressing?
That's a good question.
Because right now, Lindsey, just talking to you, is that all these moves and stuff like this. I use the analogy about chairs on Titanic, but it's just we're just spinning our tires in the mud. We're not moving anywhere. Neil and I use the analogy of 75. Where's everybody moving on 75 and stuff like that? Like Lions just crossed the bridge. Right. But it's like spinning tires in the mud. Yeah. So please let us know when we can have some hope. Right?
It's going to be a minute.
And I guess that's what,
and here, small shout out, because in the wake of this or whatever dismal, congratulations to Jalen Darren, who 102 games to 100,000 rebounds, right? So he's going out there, and then, like you said, there's a piece. There's a guy that could be part of it, but not too many pieces. Get your fettuccine jerseys
Shout out Fettuccine.
for Spenny right now. And let me tell you about Swiss Insurance football season. The big game is Sunday. Football season is also the perfect time to get your auto and home insurance done right, just like we do here at Woodward Sports Network. Why don't you do it like a pro with Swiss Insurance? Give my buddy Mark a call today at Swiss Insurance, 248-800-4177, or go to SwissINS.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
R.I.P. to the same old Lions. Big thanks to Sheila, Brad, and Dan for putting them to rest. And guess what else has found its grave? Same old rock, paper, scissors. Jack Labrador has revolutionized that tired game with 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing three-point play. Discover the action at jacklabrador.gg now and find out why once you go Jack, you never go back.
Wow, nice to be Russ out there. Anyways, Big D Energy, D-Mac, Lindsey, KG, Spen, Mo, Rax. Let me give a shout out to Rad Dad Scott. Thank you. And the Shoreline Furniture. Look at that rolling tray. That is a absolute rolling tray. You can see it right there.
Yeah,
it's got the Red Wings of 25. So appreciate all the gifts and the presents. We will put that to work here in a few hours.
I got some really good ones.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
We're going to go... I want to talk with Lindsey a little bit about, the Detroit Lions and what the next move is, and after, suffering a devastating loss, maybe the draft and stuff. But coming up at the bottom of the hour, we're going to do, I got Spenny looking up some Super Bowl prop bets. But Lindsey, obviously we brought it to fruition and stuff like this. I think in all sports, right, and I've said it apparently, having ex-players as coaches, especially position coaches and stuff like that, is such a big flex. I think there's no bigger one than we see with our Detroit Lions and the different guys you have. Now, in saying that, which means I don't know Ben Johnson. Was Ben Johnson a football player or whatever like that? Because you can have that smart guy. You can have that guy that comes from beyond, as long as he's, there's some insulation. In basketball, is it the same thing? And I'm not looking politics or whatever like this, but it's like sort of the connection where it happens. The success of the Detroit Lions and their culture and moving forward from what we feel there has to do with everybody in that locker room, coaches included.
Right.
Basketball, same thing?
I think it is. I think it's basically...
It has to be?
Yeah, I think it has to be, because when you got guys that have played, you add a certain validity to what you're trying to get across to your team. You know what I'm saying? Because I always responded to guys that I knew played before me. I was like a sponge. Whenever they spoke, I was like, even... I'm going to tell you what people may not know. When I was a rookie, besides Isaiah, Bill Laimbeer was one of my biggest advocates. Bill talked to me about everything. And I was all ears. I was like, because you heard the stories how...
Which you wouldn't, and I would want you to elaborate on that, because this is where a lot of the times too is that when the player enters the playing court, they are absolutely a different person. Exactly. Or it might be like, we might not sit here and say Bill Laimbeer is the friendliest person and not sort of whatever, but when it comes to basketball and the fact of a team guy, right? you don't win without him being the ultimate team guy. We mentioned stalwarts and Ben and Rasheed Wallace as far as fairness and stuff.
Right.
But the fact is, I think people need to hear that. I've never heard you say that about Bill Laimbeer.
Yeah.
What were the things that you can take away? Obviously, from Isaiah Thomas playing the position and that, but from Bill Laimbeer and playing your position, was it helping how the center and the guard to become one? Because we saw that with Zeke and Bill.
Yes, and Bill, his approach to me was so great in teaching me. Like, I remember playing, in practice on his team, and he would always correct me on my pick and roll angles, when to come off. Hey, young fella, slow down. Let me get set. Or young fella, if you see the guard jump, I'm just going to flip the screen, and now you come back this way, and you get down here with your speed. He taught me all the little innuendos about the game as far as, helping my knowledge about how to work pick and rolls, how to read situations. And Bill was great at it. And you never would know, like, we would be watching film, and he would say, just, hey, young fella, watch this.
Is that what he called you?
Yeah.
Young fella?
Young fella, yeah.
But here's the whole thing, right, where I'm hearing from you, because when you break down and people that know Lindsey Hunter, one of the greatest things is on-ball defender, right? You don't want to draw Lindsey, right, because he's going to dog. You ain't going to be. But the fact is that you learn a lot of that, and the tips are throughout from a guy like a Laimbeer early on and stuff like that, which to me explains why we'd be successful as a coach in the WNBA and win a championship. Yeah. So it's and a lot of times too, right? It's the way that they explain it to you, and they speak your language. He just says, when I do this, do that. Oh, okay. Because some guys have a hard time expressing it, or a hard time as a professional athlete. When you ask me how I did something, I don't know. I just done it, I have to think about it, and if you get me to break it down, I can't do it. I got to do it specifically. You also brought up a great thing to anybody out there, right? If you're going to do anything wrong, usually, and in sports, and think about it, it's too fast. Yes. You're too fast. Yep. And this is the big adage learning in wrestling. Wrestling, it's always you slow down. The OGs in wrestling is like, let it breathe. Let it breathe. Well, listen to the crowd. Let it breathe. And more so, let the play sort of develop. And it's all timing. Because Brett Hull used to say, one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, everybody knows where to go, but not everybody knows when to get there.
Exactly.
And that's what you're talking about. Exactly. So a lot of that defensive prowess that you displayed and everything was that, where we would take, you learned that from Joe and you learned that from Zeke, but it was really like Bill.
Yeah, Bill taught me a lot, man, about positioning, where to go, how to get at a certain spot. Because when I was drafted, I was like piss and vinegar. I'm 100 miles an hour all the time, And Bill was like, young fella, slow down. Like, you're gonna get there. He's like, you're faster than everybody out here. Relax. Know when to use it. Know when to slow down. So
when you're talking analogies and stuff like this, it seems to me from my perspective, right? Because a lot of that, that sounds like Jaden Ivey, where speed out of the gym and stuff. But who's the guy teaching him how to use it? Maybe after last night we're seeing, sort of development in that. But that's the whole point of talking to, is that they need more of a Bill Laimbeer sort of veteran guy in there, right? For the younger guys.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make sense? Because they're so young and maybe immature. And if your coach tells you that you can't handle adversity, then maybe you don't need to go out there and get that top guy. You need to go get out the father figure or somebody that's going to get them to listen and put it down, which is how about who's another? Because there's got to be a couple other guys around the league or guys that you played with similar stories that you wouldn't know, that you learned a trick from. Well, I always mention, right? Like, we learn by just muscle memory, by putting it out there or whatever. But when you actually work, like in this obstruction age and stuff like this, when I made my comeback, to actually learn, right? Because I'm used to guys grabbing you and stuff, that if you stick your ass out with the puck, a guy can't reach around you or it's a penalty.
Right.
Well, that makes it a lot easier. You know, we're used to getting bear hugged in the corner.
Right.
So was there other guys that you learned different things to or intricacies like the Lambier?
Yeah, it's funny because...
Which, by the way, somebody should cut that clip, by the way.
When I first got here, we had Alvin Robinson.
Yeah.
Remember him? He ended up choking the GM. That's how he got released.
Was it legit? Wait. I don't condone ever choking a GM because you're going to throw away your millions. We don't condone any
violence against GMs.
But I'm just saying, like...
So D-Mac, crazy story. I'm a rookie. This is my first week. This is our first week here in Detroit in practice, and I witnessed Isaiah and Bill Lambier fist fighting. I witnessed Alvin Robinson strangle holding our GM Billy McKinney. And Alvin Robinson's hands are bigger than mine.
Like Ben hands?
Yes. So when he got, it was like all the way around his whole entire neck.
Yeah.
So we're practicing.
It was like this.
Yes, exactly.
It's better. It was like that. It was like that.
And listen.
Yeah, you mother.
And if you know anything about Alvin Robinson, he is one of the toughest players to ever play in the NBA. Bar none. One of the strongest and toughest guys to ever play in the NBA. And he was ripped, strong, and a little crazy. So we're playing, we're going up and down, scrimmaging and stuff, and then we hear a loud yell from the sideline. And I think Alvin had a back injury or something. And I guess what I heard was our GM was asking him, hey, did you go to the team doctor? And I think he said, no, I went to my own doctor. And so the GM said to him, well, I'm paraphrasing because I was secondhand story. He said, well, if you didn't go to our team doctor, then I'm fining you. I'm docking your pay. And they said when he said that, Alvin was like, don't mess with my money.
If you're going to mess with my money, mess with all my money. Right? That's what he said. He didn't mean it, but that's what he said.
Strangled, and everybody ran to try to get him off. Like, practice was over after that.
Wait. So was the Lambier-Isaiah fight before or after that?
After that.
Wow. They just wanted to take the heat off.
That was after that.
Now I got to imagine that wasn't the only time that those guys fought.
Well, that was the only time it was that bad.
Oh, that was like the worst.
That was the breaking point because Lambier retired after that. That was the breaking point for Lamb. After that happened, because Isaiah broke his hand in that fight. Yeah.
Damn.
Yes. He broke his hand, and I remember Lambier coming in the locker room, and he had his shoes, and he tied the strings together, and he was like, young fella, that's it for me. Threw him on top of the lockers. Poof. And we never saw him again.
Out of there. That's crazy.
He went and started a packaging company with Vinnie Johnson.
And that's true to this day.
Yeah.
Then won a couple of WNBA.
Yep.
I think that's awesome though. Like how many people out there, have ever heard that story? But it makes so much sense tying it in that Bill Lambier being the guy he was on the court, but that carries. And to do that, you got to be smart.
Yeah.
So that's maybe that's the next move. I'll be asking can you bring an older, smarter basketball player?
Well, I think
just to help.
I think it helps when you have a guy that can consult and give his opinion on situations. That matters. I think every team, if you look in the background, they got a guy back there that's played, that's helping make decisions, that's giving input. I was always taught you don't want everybody in the room to agree with you. Like what do I need everybody in the room to agree with me for? Because now you're not helping me.
Or give me different perspectives.
Exactly.
I need to see it from different people's places.
When I was coaching, I would always tell my assistant coaches, dude, if you're always going to agree with everything I say, then I need to get new coaches. Like you have to challenge me because I don't know everything. And you may have a better perspective about a situation than I do. You may open my eyes up to something that I'm missing. So if you don't throw different things at me, then why are we all here?
It's all about the collective.
Yes.
It's all about this. How do we all embrace
and that takes a bit of, you take your ego out of the situation because you're trying to win.
Well, that's like, it's common sense when I sit here and know you and you and I talk, because when like it comes to like the locker room, whether it's no matter what, we check our ego at the door.
Yes.
We've been around and why we're successful is because the guys that could have the biggest ego check that shit at the door. I always say, I've been saying all along, you can win. Right. And this is why. When the person to the right of you and the left of you is more important to you than you are to yourself, then you got a chance.
Right.
Right? And that's what's building when we talk about and going back to doing that. So, I mean, it's unfortunate that the Pistons would know to have anybody in the area that would have that sort of skill set and stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't know who to call, but Spenny, I know where to go for lunch.
Obviously, you know where to go for lunch. There's only one choice, and that is Big Boy, because wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort chicken bowl. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. They got the classic lumberjack or Santa Fe Garden. Also, you can top it all off with that apple pie hot cake. Delicious. Too good to miss. And of course, don't forget about D-Mac's favorite, the gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop by your local Big Boy today. Get all of this and more.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Are you sick and tired of the same old Detroit sports wearables? You can switch that up by going to woodwardsports.com/shop or going to woodwardsports.com and clicking on the shop page. They got everything: football, hockey, baseball, basketball, golf, anything you need, even the Jack Campbell meat missile shirt. So make sure you go to woodwardsports.com and click on the shop page to get the best Detroit sports wearables in the game.
Big D Energy, Thursday, D-Mac, Lindsey, Hunter, and for Neil. He'll be back next week. And you here tomorrow, Lindsey?
Tomorrow, yep.
Yeah, Lindsey will be here tomorrow.
Freedom Friday.
Absolutely. Enjoy. KG, Spenmo, Rax. I wanted to bring up, we ran into something yesterday. We were doing, on Wednesdays, we do our top 5 because, it's not a top 10 list. It's half, it's half is better and more important and all that stuff. But we went through our top 5 Super Bowl foods. Now, staples and stuff were on there. But why I wanted to bring this back up is because Spenny had something on his list.
I know Lindsey don't know what it is.
I don't think he does.
He's black. I know he don't.
Well, he's from the South. It's from New Orleans. It's Italian immigrants in New Orleans.
With no further ado, Spenny.
Look at Lindsey like.
Ask Lindsey if he knows of this this Italian classic.
The muffaletta. Do you know what muffaletta is, Lindsey?
What?
Yep, I knew it.
Muffaletta. It's like an Italian.
You got the picture?
I can grab the picture.
Grab
It's
the
like
picture
a
of the muffaletta.
No, it's like it's kind of like a sandwich. It's got this like olive and red pepper spread on it. It's got the prosciutto and gabagool, all the different fresh mozzarella, and it's on a sesame bun. And it's like a big circle, and they cut it kind of looking like a pizza. It's called muffaletta.
It's like the elitist Italian sub.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. Spenny's gonna put the picture, and I want you to say, like, because you know, one of the staples. What are some of the staples for Lindsey Hunter at a Super Bowl party?
Oh, number one, chicken wings.
Chicken wings. Hit all the
Buffalo wings.
Absolutely.
Buffalo wings were number 2 on my list.
Chicken wings, man. Gotta have some wings.
Any specific kind?
I gotta have the garlic parmesan.
Ooh, those are
there we
bomb.
go.
Have you had Detroit Wing Company garlic parmesan?
This is what muffaletta looks like.
Yeah, so it's like a glorified Italian
I've seen
sub.
those. Those are sandwiches.
Yeah, it's like a sandwich. It's like an Italian. It's on a sesame bun. It's normally in a circle, and they cut it like looking like a pizza, and it's got all of the Italian meats and cheeses with this olive and red pepper spread on it. It's really good.
Acceptable.
That's a sandwich. I mean, I'm not going to have it at my Super Bowl party.
Okay.
The muffaletta.
You have it at the Super Bowl party?
We've had it in the past 3 Super Bowl parties. My boy Dante always brings it.
Yeah, tell him don't bring it next time so the Lions can get there.
Dante Pastore, my guy. He's got a new baby on the way.
Tell him that's the problem. He's bringing that muffaletta to the thing. That's blocking the Lions.
All right, so Lindsey didn't know what a muffaletta was anyway.
I knew he
Italian sub sandwich.
That's what it is. You just said an Italian sub.
It's not a sub.
That's what
But
Dio
it's
said
got all
too.
the elitist, you know,
tubby sub.
The gabagool,
and
the prosciutto,
mozzarella,
and the mozzarella.
and, you know, all that. You know what? I bet you fettuccine has that at his Super Bowl party. We'll have to ask him.
Oh, for sure.
Anyways, Super Bowl coming up. I wanted Spenny to look at one of the best things, if you're a bettor, is like the goofy prop stuff. Isn't that like the fun stuff?
Yeah.
Usually, like I said before, isn't it? Usually, what's the national anthem over or under? Well, who's singing it? Are they a lot? You know,
right?
After Aretha Franklin did like 8 minutes one year or something like this. Right. You know, coin toss is there. I had Spenny scouring the prop bets to see if there's any. And I remember, because I remember the one year, right? And I remember, and I always look for a prop bet like this.
Right.
But it was when the Rams were playing, and Kurt Warner was the St. Louis Rams. It was Kurt Warner's completion percentage versus Shaquille O'Neal's free throw percentage.
Oh.
I took Shaq free throws. He was 11 for 12.
Hell yeah.
That day. And I knew Big Daddy was going to go because he saw that he was going to, you know, he's a gamer, that Shaq. And you show him that he's up against, you know, the best of the best. So
that's funny.
Right.
Without further ado, Spenny, do you got a few props?
I have a top 10 list that I found on, this is Gridiron Fantasy Football Experts is the website.
Props, shout out to Gridiron.
This is, will any player or coach cry during the national anthem? Yes, it's minus 115 both ways. Yes or no? It's a pick 'em.
Will there be a tear shed?
Will they cry during the national anthem?
And you got players and coaches?
Players and coaches.
Yes.
Not this year, no.
What?
Not this year. It's happened before. I don't think this
Nick
year.
Sirianni cried during the Super Bowl.
You don't think anybody's going to cry?
Well, here's to Kenny's point. I might say to your point
ahead.
because this is a replay of 4 years ago. Have a lot of the guys been there before? Who's the guy that's got back or whatever else? So
somebody's going to cry.
And I would bet if I was a betting man, somebody's going to cry. But to Kenny saying no, I can see why he'd say because both these teams and organizations have been there.
But yeah, I would think somebody on the 49ers would cry because it took them so long to get back, and they know how hard it was to get back. Because all you hear the guys that were there 4 years ago talk about is, man, we fought so hard to get back here. And we know, you know, Kittles may cry.
Yeah.
Kittle may cry. Purdy might cry.
No, Trent Williams might cry.
Trent Williams. One of the big dogs might cry.
The big nasty might cry.
Yeah.
But Kittles is the type of guy that, because he was so emotional talking about it, and all they keep showing is, remember when we lost, he was sitting there, he was like, I will be back.
Yep.
And I will be back with a vengeance.
Yep.
I love that guy.
I love that guy too.
That's my dude.
Dude, I want him to. He'd be an unbelievable wrestler.
Oh, for sure.
He did.
I know he's not all the time, but no,
That's
but
my
I mean,
guy.
his
I love
character,
him,
whatever.
man.
He'd be loved.
He's such a character.
You say
man.
yes or no, Spen?
I think yes. I'm gonna go with
3
yes.
yeses and a no.
Next one we got: will a player leave the game and not return due to concussion symptoms?
Ooh.
Yes, plus 120. No,
That's
minus
tough.
150.
That's tough.
I don't think so.
I would have to go no too.
So you got to understand that this is a business. The NFL, if somebody gets, you ever notice when it's a hard collision, the camera gets off real fast? You ever notice that?
Yeah, and they don't show the replay.
They don't show it.
Yeah.
And then, if the guy's okay, they may take him to the tent.
Yeah.
But then you may not see it.
Bring them back
The
out.
NFL knows what they're doing.
I'm going to say yes. With the way that motherfucker Greenlaw flies around and just lays the stick on people. Him and Fred Warner are the two hardest hitting linebackers in the NFL. I think somebody.
Greenlaw, he literally
looks so nasty.
He hurts himself.
He
hitting
does
people.
all the time.
No, but I mean, when you look at him without his helmet on,
Oh yeah,
dude,
he's just like a monster.
He's a dog.
He reminds me of one of those guards for Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Guards
Oh,
or whatever
yeah.
like that.
You know, we have a kid from Detroit, Jalen Graham, who's like a linebacker for the 49ers.
Yeah. Is he related to Brandon Graham at all? No.
But he doesn't play yet, but he's going to be good too. But I told his dad, I'm like, dude, he's behind two of the best linebackers in the NFL.
Yeah, it's tough.
How can you not learn?
He's going to get better just being there
and learn and whatever.
Yeah.
And
Like Al Sayer, you saw it happen to Al Sayer last year, and then he got a pretty big contract.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, he's in the
Kenny,
best
what do you
situation.
think? Concussion or you say?
I would say no, but prop bets on concussions is crazy. I just want to say
That-
that
no,
for
no,
the
it's
record.
like, hey,
That's
it's
some wild
crazy.
shit.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. I gotta think because it's last game of the year, and unless it's like, unless he's like Tuid, or out cold, where it's like, oh, that boy done. But again, didn't we all not think Matt Stafford was going to be out?
That's true.
So
He was knocked out. That man was knocked out on the turf.
His ass was rolled back.
They put him back out there.
This is the man. Nobody.
But the way Pacheco runs, him versus those linebackers,
he's small. Too.
I could see one of
that
those.
might be the double dually.
Yeah,
because he's small.
Greenlaw,
yeah.
Man.
All right, now this one's funny. I love this one. If the Chiefs win, will Andy Reid be doused in barbecue sauce after the game? Yes is plus 1,600. No is minus 15,000.
Barbecue sauce, though.
Barbecue sauce.
That's some
Barbecue
wild
sauce.
shit.
God, here's the thing.
Where would they even get enough barbecue sauce?
No, but here's the thing. I mean, like, isn't that just built for a setup to somebody on the inside? There comes a little assistant trainer dude. Get it, dump it in, cash in the ticket.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think it's more of what color is the Gatorade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red.
Think it's red this year?
If the
Either way, it works. San Fran Chiefs, they both got red.
It's blue.
I personally,
Blue is the
I would
Kool-Aid.
like it to be purple because Fierce Grape is my favorite Gatorade.
This grape is awesome.
Yeah. Facts.
There's another one. How many players will have a passing attempt? Over 2.5 is plus 155. Under 2.5 is minus 210.
Dude, that means that.
So will
only
someone
one
else
of-
throw a ball?
Yeah.
Other than Purdy and
Done.
Mahomes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Some trick play. We talked about it earlier. Somebody's got to pull out a gimmick.
You can see CMC.
I can see
doing
Yeah, the Niners have run
maybe
stuff like that.
Travis Kelce, maybe.
Debo,
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it. Give me the
And
over.
at the plus money it's at?
Give me the over.
All day. Oh, yeah, over all day.
We got another one. Wow, this is pretty cool. Number of beers sold. Over 120,000.
Over.
Minus
way
115. Under 120,000.
Now that counts for-
minus 150.
They count like
That's the stadium. It says
served in the stadium?
yeah, Reliance Stadium capacity is 72,200 seats.
Oh yeah, way over.
So if every
It's
person
Vegas.
has every person has 2 beers, that's 120K beers.
Over, dude.
That's a good one. I like that.
Over. It's
I'm gonna
Vegas,
go over.
too.
That's
Yeah, it's in
super over.
Vegas. I'll go over.
I
on
mean,
that
it's
as
set
well.
up to be a shit show.
Yeah, seriously.
And here's one.
Get drunk, go gamble.
How many times will Taylor Swift be shown live throughout the game?
Over. Whatever
Over
it is.
under
Over.
5.5.
Over.
Over is minus 150.
So,
under is plus 150.
I need to know, is it from kickoff to end of thing?
From game coverage, when the game coverage starts. So after they do all the pre-show stuff, when game coverage
Every
starts.
catch Travis Kelce makes will show her.
Yeah, they probably will.
They already got him over 7.
Don't let the Chiefs get out to an early lead. Oh my God.
The over is minus 150. The under is plus 210.
I gotta think that over's 10.
Over, man.
I hope not. I'm sick of seeing
No, but
that.
here's the whole thing.
Though.
Listen, I got my 20-year-old daughter, right, Swifty. All these they don't watch Super Bowl, but they're gonna tune in just to get a catch a glimpse of her. So the NFL knows that they're gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't have a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah,
she's gonna have that.
Oh,
that's
she definitely
done
had that. Mm-hmm. But the Gatorade one.
All right, one more, and then we'll go to break.
The Gatorade one,
Yeah.
or do you want to do a different one?
Well, what is it? What are the odds? Just read
the best odds. Red is plus 500.
That's great.
That's
odds.
too easy.
The best odds is clear with plus 1,000. Red and orange are both plus 500. Yellow and green are plus 450. Blue is plus 275, and purple is plus 225.
I'm taking blue.
I would go red.
I think red.
Plus 500.
Yellow is an option too.
Plus 500, and both teams have red.
What if it's clear?
Hey,
this is a good one though. Will a kicker hit the upright or the crossbar on a kick?
Now, if it hits it and goes in, it still
counts. It just has to hit it.
Hey, Jake Moody might.
Yes,
Jake Moody's got
yes is plus 900. No is minus 550.
Does it count on an extra point too?
It does. Yeah, they just got to hit it.
Oh, yeah, all day, yeah. 900?
900 plus 900.
Worth the money.
Definitely worth the money.
It's worth the money, but I don't know. I don't know if that's smart money.
Nobody's saying it's gambling. None of it's smart money. Unless it's a get right.
It's true.
Which small
Deep analysis
Neil
on the
for
upright.
nailing Michigan yesterday.
That was
in the
impressive.
Get right.
That was impressive.
Hey, if he wants to take credit, I'll give him credit for the get right.
I will too,
because he brought it out. But
yeah,
speaking of red, if you want your hair red like mine, you can come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win a trip to your dreams. All expense paid suite to the 2024 NCAA basketball tourney. That's right, no expense paid for you and 5-year friends. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
But what happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? Lindsey just told me exactly. You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Ave, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. LesStanford.com, Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Big D Energy, Lindsey, D-Mac, Kenny, Spenny. Lindsey just told me something during the break because somebody in the chat thread, and I appreciate it, is Mama Swift can't afford a suite, so they'll obviously be showing her in Taylor. She's going to Taylor Suites. And you looked at me and said, do you know how much the Super Bowl suite is going for? I'm going to say to you out there, do you know how much the Super Bowl suite is going for? What did you tell me?
$2.5 million.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense.
That is not
$2.5 million.
It's $700,000 to get on the field. For a little VIP area, it's $700,000 to be on the field.
Yeah.
So you know the suites is a lot. Like, man.
But here's the thing, right? Think about it. When you just brought that up, how many people in this Detroit area, if that was the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl or whatever, are mortgaging, are trying to figure out a way or pulling in every
car racket up?
You know what I'm saying?
25 people, 125 grand. Split it up.
People
would have did it.
But those are the conversations that are going on now. Lindsey, like, is that? Have you ever been to the Super Bowl?
No, I thought about going this year though. I'm just not a Vegas guy. I don't like Vegas like that.
Okay.
Word. But
So if it wasn't in Vegas, you'd probably be there.
I probably would go, yeah. I thought about going anyway, but everybody's going.
Like everybody
Everybody I heard about, we're going to Vegas. Like, what the because people love Vegas. You know people love Vegas.
Yeah, there are people like it's like everything else. I've experienced all of Vegas, and I do enjoy Vegas. Anybody who knows me, so I can't see what you're saying, but yeah, and the issue is that they're getting that money.
Yes, dude. I wonder how many suites it is in that arena, in the Raiders arena. I wonder how many suites it is. Think about $2 million per suite, and the tickets. What the cheapest tickets? What, $7,000?
I think, yeah.
Just to get in the house is like $7,000. The cheapest ticket. Yo, this is gonna be crazy. You know how much money they're making, dude? They're gonna, and then we're not even talking about the Super Bowl commercials.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. What you got to understand, right? So this weekend, and I think that we're going to experience the power of the NFL during the draft.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
But think about this, right? Throughout COVID, throughout whatever, the shutdown or whatever, but you have all these people with all this money in Vegas right now. I mean, it's got to be at least 2 more casinos going up real soon.
Oh.
They've been looking at this weekend. And that's, I don't want to get into like the conspiracy theories and stuff like this, but economy-wise, what economy, right? They needed that San Fran, right? West Coast money and stuff like this. So spending, that would be an interesting thing to keep an eye on the business front. Mm-hmm. What is the money that they figure flowed through Vegas during Super Bowl weekend, right? Economy wise and stuff like this. Like, this is the first great get back. And right, when you look at it on a bigger level, is Kansas City, San Francisco bring the biggest to the party?
Probably.
You know, and I can say, well, no, you know, I can argue the way Detroit has traveled and the way that they spent, but I'm saying that, you know, it's that economy,
right?
That West Coast sort of economy. And I don't know if it plays into it or not, but it gets you. But it'd be interesting to see, right? Because I always say they keep making new buildings, but this might be their reciprocation from all the shutdown and stuff like this weekend. So I'd be interested.
Someone, John Effing
Lord
says 7 to 8 million every 30 seconds for a commercial.
Damn.
So if anybody, you know,
I'm in the wrong business.
Wow. Thank you, DNC ENT. Right? They're expecting a $7.5 billion expected economical impact. Which, think about it. Think about if you're taking everything into fruition and stuff like that, considering all the intangibles and everything. But my whole thing is, too, like you said, Lindsey, like the adult playground of Vegas. So you're going out there to already spend that money? That has nothing to do with what you've put aside already. If I'm going to spend, let's say, $100,000 on tickets and 25, whatever like this, I already
Yeah.
extra $100,000.
This
that's
is play
gonna
money.
go.
I'm going to play with this.
Going to
for
play.
sure.
Like, this is what it's all about. So, I mean, it's something interesting to bring up. It'll be interesting to see if it hits or it may be high. I think that maybe that $7.5 billion is low.
Yeah, it might be. Because they were talking about, I heard someone saying they didn't have enough rooms at the airports to land all the private jets that have booked to be there.
Jesus.
They were like, they're running out of space to park the private jets. Think about that.
That actually absolutely makes sense.
And then someone else was like, they need to build, because, you know, eventually there's going to be a team in Vegas. There's going to be a basketball team there.
Yeah.
You know, probably going to be a baseball team. They're gonna,
Yeah, the A's are already going.
So they need to probably build a new airport there.
Yeah.
No, I think that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
In and out, you know, and even if or in the meantime, more privates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See more privates and stuff. So
Yeah.
this all goes into it. I mean, sit back. So it'll be entertaining. Just thought we'd take a little bit of time to go there. If you're going to be watching the Super Bowl and need to relax in the way that maybe a lot of us do, this guy included, visit Dispo Dispensary today for exclusive new deals and experience a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. Come through our stores or order on Dispo Dash today. New year, new deals, same plug. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Big D Energy closes shop here on a Thursday. Might be the tweet of the day right here if I can pull it up. It was Dan Wood. D-Mac, I don't watch football. Who's this Taylor Swift? He sounds fast. Shout out to you, Dan Wood here. Just getting ready to close up shop here on another Big D Energy, talking a lot about the Super Bowl. One of the questions I had, Lindsey, any memorable Super Bowl parties? Did you guys back in the day as a football team, celebrate usually on the road or something like that?
Yeah, if we're on the road, we normally get a room.
Yeah.
And watch it,
Do you guys gamble? Do you guys have squares or?
I never did the square. They would do.
The boys
I never
would do
did
the
the
squares?
I was too busy hoping. If my team was in it, I didn't want to be disturbed that much.
So would you watch? Are you a watch when your team? Do you need to watch it alone, or can you watch it with people?
It depends. It depends
on. Obviously, what I've learned is if you're losing, nowhere in sight.
I'm
if
a
you're
sore
winning,
loser.
You'll be prancing around the bar.
I'm a sore loser,
and I'm a sore winner too.
No, I'm a good winner. I'm humble.
You're a good winner.
Yeah. I'm humble.
Walking around the bar with your
no, he's not a good winner.
You're not a good winner.
Humble. You know you ain't no damn humble.
I think
I'm a great winner. I don't brag.
You just told us about how when the 49ers came back, you went to the bar that you wasn't going to go
bar.
to.
Those people were strangers to me.
Wait. So it's not bragging when it's strangers?
No, I don't know them. When my boys around.
But your boys, it doesn't matter because they've already been invested with that they know. They know. I don't got to tell you. That's the best part when you're just sitting there and you just look at your boy.
Spitty. The day after the game.
Yeah.
I came in here with my Lions shirt on.
You did. facetiously.
That's a troll.
No,
Yeah, it's a troll guy.
That is the ultimate. See, there's a different level. Like, there's guys, like, we talk about Brad Marchand being a rat and stuff like that, and different rats and stuff like this. Lindsey Hunter is a next level cerebral troll.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spinny, did I say one word?
Listen, you remember when you called me after that?
Lindsey, just like your basketball game, you let your actions speak for themselves.
After that 4 turnover performance by Goff, you remember when you gave me a call?
What'd I say?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what'd you say? You were laughing, man.
Yeah. Lindsey he might call you, what up, Lindsey? There'll be a laugh on the end of the line.
But Spinny, honestly, when I came in,
the cerebral troll, Lindsey Hunter. That from now on, he's a cerebral troll.
D-Mac, I had my Lions shirt on. I did not.
I would have shook. Hey, if I was here, I would have just looked at you and went, "Really, bro?"
You didn't have to say anything.
He
We
does it. That's
blew a
his flex.
17-point lead. Like,
Guys
come on
like
now.
us is when we
You
don't
ain't
have
gotta
to
say shit after
tell
this.
you.
No.
Oh my God.
Spinny. Did I say one negative thing?
No, you didn't.
Didn't have to.
You didn't have to.
No, but you don't. You let you got on display. You amplify so that they know. You can't. You just walk in and turn their audio out. Yo, bro, this is a good effort. Whatever it was.
Y'all wrong.
So
bro.
you'll be in here tomorrow, Linz?
Yep.
Anybody this weekend, start tonight if you're out in the Brighton area, Roller-Rama, yeah. Tommy Vendetta, Cruel, and Matt Riddle from the WWE with Darren McCarty behind my son's side tonight, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Triple threat match. I will be up in Rogers City and Sheboygan at Matt's Cafe tomorrow, noon and 4:30, doing dispensary openings. Saturday, Braylon and I will be at Soaring Eagle.
Nice.
He's signing from noon to 2, and I'm signing from 2 to 4. And then at the Crystal Gardens in Howell, we're doing a Veterans Connect fundraiser, Darren McCarty Slaps a Comedy Tour. So, other than that, that's what I got going on. How's you still coaching and running those kids right?
Yeah, man.
How's that going?
Great. Actually, we get up every morning. I got 2 of my kids. We get up every morning at 6, and we get in the gym every morning before school and work out. And we'll be back at it again at 2 o'clock.
The cerebral troll right there, Lindsey Hunter, putting the work in. Because they know you just let people. You're a reminder. You walk through with the reminder of what went happen.
I'm a Lions fan too.
No, you're allowed. That's why you get away with it, because you know how to walk that line, bro. You got 5 fouls, and you can't get not kicked out of the game. You know it, and you still end up with 2 steals. You tell me how that is. It's because it's you. You're a legend.
D-Mac. They were so
salty. Dude, you would have made me salty. Even though I would have had to be accountable that's your second team and whatever, but that's cerebral trolling on another level.
Yeah, but I was nice. I didn't say, I said, look, man, hats off to the
Lindsey,
Lions.
when are you not nice? You're never not nice. Even in your most diabolical days, is you have that smile and it's all hunky-dory. You learned that from Isaiah. It's that charming smile with that assassin's knife in your back.
All I'm going to say is, had the Lions won, I would have still been happy.
You was going to come here with a 49er shirt?
No, you would have swore the same Lions shirt. Don't get it twisted. Like, I knew you boys could do it. I've been telling you, you should have been seeing Super Bowl from day one, which you had been. Why not go all the way? You're going to go to this, why not go all the way? You have been.
Look, I had to twist Spinny's arm. Twist his arm to say the Lions were Super Bowl contenders. And he would not say it. He always had to put a caveat on the end of it.
True.
Nope, I'll say if we win this. No, Spinny, just say it. Say it. Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, Spinny, you know what he was like? Like, take the training wheels off your bike.
Yeah.
And then you said it, and then he let you go, and then you fell down. Right? But you're going to get back up, Spinny. We know that. Thank you for joining us today. Lindsey will be back tomorrow. And you know what? Who knows who else will be in the seat. For Spenmo Racks, for KG, for Lindsey Hunter, I'm D-Mac. Deuces. We'll see you later.